أهلا وسهلا. A very warm welcome to Learn Arabic. As indicated on the title, today's lesson is the second half of our Introduction to Simple Idafa series, and this time we will be focusing on Idafa as part of nominal sentences, not as a standalone construction. Before we do that, we highly recommend pausing the video and checking our previous lesson first. Of course, I'm referring to those who had missed it. Right, starting with some terminology, now that we all know what an Idafa construction is, we should learn how do we call it in Arabic, isn't it? Well, an Idafa construction is known as مركب إضافي. Again, مركب إضافي, which means that each one of last week's examples is a مركب إضافي. قلم المعلم، سيارة الجار، مفتاح الجدة. What about the plural form? The plural form of مركب إضافي is مركبات إضافية. Again, مركبات إضافية. Okay, now let's shortly walk down the memory lane. As previously stated, المركب الإضافي is made of two parts, مضاف and مضاف إليه. المضاف comes first and it refers to the object being possessed, and المضاف إليه comes second and refers to the possessor, i.e. the owner. Case ending wise, المضاف can have any case ending and المضاف إليه should always have the genitive case, as long as it is معرب, not مبني. Also, let me remind you that since we are still within the limits of simple nominal sentences, al-mudaf will most of the time take the nominative case out of the three possible case endings, and we are about to show you how things are done and why this particular case ending. To achieve that, we will be working with these three nominal sentences. هذا قلم، السيارة حمراء، ذلك مفتاح. One more time. هذا قلم، السيارة حمراء، ذلك مفتاح. Starting with the first sentence, هذا قلم. In this sentence, we are pointing at an unknown pen, but what if this pen belongs to the teacher? So the pen will be the teacher's pen. How do we say the teacher's pen in Arabic? We do say قلم المعلم. Now all we have to do to change the sentence is to replace قلم with قلم المعلم, resulting in هذا قلم المعلم. One more time. هذا قلم المعلم. As simple as it gets. Kindly note that المضاف kept its nominative case. Moving on to the second sentence. السيارة حمراء. And this time, take a guess. The neighbor's car. Well done. The car we are talking about is not any car. It belongs to the neighbor. Again, how do we say the neighbor's car in Arabic? We do say سيارة الجار. And here, if you want to take an extra step, the neighbor in Arabic could either be a feminine or a masculine noun. So we can say سيارة الجار if the neighbor is a man, or سيارة الجارة if the neighbor is a woman. Accordingly, the whole sentence will be سيارة الجار حمراء or سيارة الجارة حمراء. Again, سيارة الجار حمراء, سيارة الجارة حمراء. Couldn't be easier. Again, even though we inserted our إضافة construction into a sentence, المضاف kept its nominative case. Moving on to the last sentence, ذلك مفتاح. And here it might go without saying that the key belongs to the grandmother, and the new sentence is ذلك مفتاح الجدة. No need to draw your attention to the nominative case, isn't it? Brilliant. Now let's gather all of the new sentences and take a close look. I'm going to read them just one more time. هذا قلم المعلم، سيارة الجار حمراء، سيارة الجارة حمراء، ذلك مفتاح الجدة. As you can see in all of these examples, المضاف إليه has a genitive case, and that's a general rule, so no surprises. As for المضاف, it has or it kept the nominative case. And when I say it kept, I'm obviously referring to last week's examples. And the question is, why the nominative case out of the three possible case endings? Well, simply because in simple nominal sentences like these, المضاف can either be the subject or the predicate, no other option available. And at this stage, we all know that the subject المبتدأ and the predicate الخبر in simple nominal sentences on an equal footing should take the nominative case, and that's again the general rule. So everything seems plausible. So again, المضاف can take any case ending when the إضافة construction becomes part of a sentence. However, at this early stage we will only come across the nominative case. So the nominative case is the way to go for المضاف for the time being. That's it for the إضافة construction made of adding a noun prefixed with a definite article al to an indefinite noun, and time to see the إضافة construction made of adding an attached personal pronoun to another noun. You didn't lose your train of thoughts, did you? No worries, I'm here for you. A quick side note, please. I'm going to briefly touch on this part since we have already dedicated the whole series to personal pronouns, both separate and attached form. So if you did miss it, all you will have to do is to pause the video and check the attached personal pronouns lesson first, otherwise you won't be able to catch on. The link will appear right away. Okay, so these are the examples we are going to work with, but this time we are going to express possession using attached personal pronouns, which simply means that we will replace المضاف إليه with its corresponding attached personal pronoun. How? Let me explain. In all of these sentences, المضاف إليه, which is nothing but المعلم, الجاري, الجارة, and الجدة represents, or let's say refers to the third person, he, she, and she. So the right question is, what is or what are the attached personal pronouns corresponding to the third person? And the answer is hu or ha, depending on what? Depending on the gender of the third person. Hu masculine and ha feminine. Let's not also forget to point out that attached personal pronouns come as suffixes, and we are going to suffix them to which noun? To the noun being possessed, which is nothing but المضاف. Good on you. So instead of saying قلم المعلم, we will say قلمه, because المعلم is a masculine noun, resulting in هذا قلمه. And here it seems only logical for you to wonder what happened to the genitive case. We've learned that المضاف إليه should always have the genitive case. And the answer is, I will gladly discuss that after finishing all of the examples. So please bear with me and let's add the suffixes as they are to المضاف. The second example is سيارة الجار حمراء and سيارة الجارة حمراء, and I think it's easy to predict that we are going to use both of our attached personal pronouns, I mean the feminine and masculine version. سيارة الجار will be سيارته, and سيارة الجارة will be سيارتها, which will give us two sentences, سيارته حمراء and سيارتها حمراء. Again, سيارته حمراء, سيارتها حمراء. Right, last but not least we have ذلك مفتاح الجدة, and since الجدة is a feminine noun, the whole sentence will be ذلك مفتاحها. One more time, ذلك مفتاحها. Brilliant! So all in all, our new إضافة constructions, or let's say our new مركبات إضافية are قلمه, سيارته, سيارتها, مفتاحها. المضاف in the set order is قلم, سيارة twice, and مفتاح. Kindly note the nominative case. As for المضاف إليه, it is nothing but the attached personal pronouns, either who or her. And the striking thing is that المضاف إليه didn't abide by the rule of always having the genitive case. How come? It's incredibly simple. Let me remind you that attached personal pronouns are مبنية, not معربة, which means that no matter what their function is within the sentence, they won't inflect to showcase that. Let's not also forget to mention that last time when we announced the general rule and said that المضاف إليه will always have the genitive case, we highlighted or pointed out the fact that we are talking about nouns that are معربة, not مبنية, in a bit of getting the record straight from the get-go and avoid confusion down the line. So as you can see, things make perfect sense. So by and large, if المضاف إليه is an attached personal pronoun, it won't take the genitive case. Instead, it will remain as is. On that note, I'm glad to inform you that we have safely made it to the end of this introduction to Simple Idafa series. شكرا على حسن استماعكم. Stay tuned for the upcoming lesson and إلى اللقاء.